was a bright and breezy morning in Acorn Grove, and Sammy the squirrel was full of energy. He darted through the tall trees, leaping from branch to branch, chasing the sunlight as it danced between the leaves. Sammy loved playing, but more than anything, he loved his special stash of acorns. He had spent all season collecting the biggest and shiniest acorns he could find, piling them neatly in a hollow tree near his favorite spot. They were his treasure. As Sammy played, he suddenly had an idea. "I'll show my friends how high I can leap," he thought. With a burst of enthusiasm, he dashed toward his hollow tree to grab a particularly shiny acorn to use as a marker for his jump. But in his excitement, Sammy didn't notice a loose branch in his path. Crack! The branch snapped under his feet, and Sammy tumbled down, landing right in the middle of his acorn stash. The carefully arranged pile scattered everywhere, and to his horror, many of the acorns cracked open. Sammy sat in the middle of the mess, his fluffy tail drooping. "Oh no," he gasped. "My favorite acorns, what have I done?" Feeling ashamed, Sammy quickly gathered the broken pieces and tried to put them back, but the stash didn't look the same. "What if Mom and Dad see this? They'll be so upset with me," he worried. Tears welled up in Sammy's eyes as he decided to hide. He scampered to a nearby tree and curled up in its shadow, hoping no one would notice what had happened. A little while later, Sammy's mother called out, "Sammy, it's time for lunch." But Sammy didn't answer. His father joined in. "Sammy, where are you?" Still, Sammy stayed hidden. He felt too embarrassed to face them. Eventually, his parents found him curled up in the tree. "Sammy, what's wrong?" his mother asked gently, kneeling beside him. Sammy hesitated, then burst into tears. "I messed up. I broke my stash of acorns. I didn't mean to, but it's all ruined now." His father sat down beside him and put a paw on his shoulder. "Oh, Sammy, we're so sorry that happened, but you didn't need to hide from us." "You're not mad at me?" Sammy sniffled. "Of course not," his mother said with a warm smile. "Your acorns were special, but you're even more special to us. We love you, no matter what happens." "But I ruined everything," Sammy said, his voice shaking. His father lifted him up gently and said, "Nothing you do could ever change how much we love you. You're our Sammy, and that's what matters most." Sammy blinked up at them, feeling a sense of relief wash over him. "Really? Really?" his parents said in unison, giving him a big hug. With their help, Sammy went back to the hollow tree. Together, they cleaned up the broken acorns and even found a few unbroken ones to start a new stash. Sammy realized that even when things went wrong, his family's love for him stayed the same. That night, as Sammy curled up in his cozy nest, he looked up at the starry sky and whispered, "Thank you, God, for loving me just like Mom and Dad do, no matter what." And with that, Sammy drifted off to sleep, feeling safe, loved, and cherished, knowing that God's love is bigger and brighter than the stars in the sky.